Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk, back to another video day. And today, the Detroit Pistons have stupidly fired Monty Williams. This is just when you thought the Pistons couldn't be dumber, they prove you wrong. I mean, I don't understand what the deal is with firing Monty Williams. I really don't. And funny enough, I just did a video a couple days ago about the Pistons potentially firing Monty Williams because I saw these rumors leading up, like, Pistons plan on keeping Monty Williams. Pistons might keep Monty Williams. Looks like they're not going to fire him. And I thought to myself, why in the hell would they want to fire him? Like, I know the Pistons were terrible this year. What, they won 16 or 18 games this year? They were a terrible team. But, look, I know it's a young team and you don't like to put blame on your players. But when the Pistons got a team like they do, it's not the coach's fault, in my opinion. Look, you can look at some things that happen over the course of the season, and you could probably blame it on Monty Williams because there were probably some mistakes he made, but it was probably something new that he went through because he's used to coaching a Phoenix team that is ready to win, has Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Obviously, his last half season as their head coach, he was able to coach Kevin Durant as well. So he went into Phoenix for a Phoenix Suns team who had just won only 18 games the year before. He joined the Suns as their head coach in the 2018-19 season. The 2017-18 season, the Suns only won 18 games before. And he turned that Suns team into a 33-39 team. Shortened season because of the bubble. Oh, wait. Never mind. He joined them the 2019-20 season. 2018-19 season was the year that they won only 18 games. So, in only 72 games played coached with the Suns, their win improvement went up by like 15, which is great. It's amazing compared to what the Suns were losing for years before Monty Williams joined them. And he was the first head coach in a while that was really able to be successful since the rebuilding and losing years. Then, after going 33-39 and being just sort of a play-in appearance, a Western Conference play-in appearance, the next season, their number one seed in the Western Conference make it to the NBA Finals. I believe he wins Head Coach of the Year award that year. And then the next season, the 2021-22 season, they're the one seed again. But this time, not only are they just the one seed, they have the best record in all of basketball. Yes, they do lose in the second round of the Western Conference semifinals of the Dallas Mavericks in Game 7. But he was great that year as their head coach. Then the next season, Phoenix kind of falls down a little bit. I think Phoenix was the 3. I'm pretty sure Phoenix was the 3 or the 4 seed in the Western Conference. Still were a really good team, just not as good as they were before. And then they lose in the second round again. Phoenix decides to let go of him because of, the back-to-back playoff, eliminations in the second round. After making it to the NBA Finals, and then also there was a little bit of drama between him and DeAndre Ayton, who was eventually traded to the Trailblazers, and then he gets a job with Detroit Pistons, which I've seen a lot of people say, I've seen a lot of people say in the last couple days since this fire happened that he's got to be so happy that he was able to get away from this Pistons team, and that, he should have never went there. He got all this money from the Pistons. Still 5 years and $65 million left on his contract. I believe he signed a 6-year, $80 million contract and became the highest paid head coach in the league. The Pistons had to pay that much, not just because of how successful he was in Phoenix, winning a Coach of the Year award, going to the NBA Finals, going to the playoffs 3 straight years, but also just the fact that he was going to coach the Pistons. That was one thing. So they had to pay him a lot of money for him to join the Pistons. And honestly, the way I felt about it was that, I felt like Monty Williams was going to be able to help the Detroit Pistons get out of what, the trouble that they're in right now, like he did with the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, it'd be a little bit different because it would be his second season as the head coach, where he'd be able to try to help things turn around for the Detroit Pistons. Compared to with the Phoenix Suns, his first year with the Phoenix Suns, things turned around. I mean, he came in right away. They had a 15-win improvement with 10 games cut off on the year because of the pandemic. So that was successful with Phoenix right off the bat. I mean, there was no trouble in Phoenix with him. He was able to be successful right away. 15-win improvement, first year as your head coach, and there was a 10-game cutoff as well. That's amazing. Imagine what their win improvement would have been if the pandemic doesn't happen. Potentially would have maybe made the playoffs or the play-in. But I mean, yeah. So he's a great head coach. Look, this is probably good for him because he gets a new chance. Look, there are not a lot of head coaching jobs open. You got Cleveland, who is still looking for a head coach. Lakers just hired J.J. Redick. But, also I believe the Charlotte Hornets are still, I think the Charlotte Hornets are still looking for a head coach, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely the Cavaliers are still looking for a head coach. Or no, sorry. The Hornets did hire Charles Lee. I did forget about that. So Charles Lee's the new Hornets head coach. But the only job that's open with the Lakers hiring J.J. Redick, Suns got Mike Budenholzer, Hornets got Charles Lee, the Wizards got that Brian guy who was the interim. The only job that's open for Monty Williams is Cleveland. And if Cleveland doesn't hire him, then I think it's probably just a year of sitting, just like Mike Budenholzer did, and then he'll get a job next year is what I would say. So I think what's going to happen for Monty Williams, it's either he's going to get that Cleveland job, which would be great for Cleveland to bring him in. I would think that'd be really good for Cleveland to make that addition. We'll see if they do that. I think it's going to either be he becomes Cleveland's head coach, and if that doesn't happen, there are no jobs open. I don't see him taking an assistant job. So I think what would happen would probably be he just takes a year off. Probably needs it after coaching that Pistons team. He takes a year off, just like Mike Budenholzer did after being let go by the Bucks. He took a year off. He's now coaching with the Suns. Takes a year off. I'm sure there will be some jobs that will be open next year, and he takes one of them and becomes a head coach for which would be the 2025-26 season. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Monty Williams. This next couple days or weeks are going to be interesting to see if he gets the Cleveland job or he waits another year or perhaps he settles and becomes an assistant somewhere. Let me know your thoughts and peace out.